Well, welcome to week 2 of the course. This week we're going to focus on chapter 2 and chapter 3. Chapter 2 is developing the tools of argumentation, and it's pretty straightforward. Basically, what the chapter is discussing is how you're going to build your argument for your literature review, what claims are you going to make, and then what evidence are you going to provide. In this module, I've given you guys an outline, a slideshow presentation that covers chapter 2. Just to kind of highlight the main points of that chapter. But our focus is really going to take place on chapter 3, which is actually searching the literature. And this is where you may start to get a little overwhelmed. But don't get overwhelmed with this. We'll be able to manage it all, because what you're going to do is you're going to be looking at a lot of material, a lot of different authors, a lot of different materials, a lot of different viewpoints at this time. And the hard part that you're going to think is, how are you going to organize all of this and get it ready to be written when we actually start writing the literature review? But I promise you, we will get to that point. And that's really what this chapter helps us do, is to get organized. So if you look at assignment number 3, the first part, or the first question of that is to view is figure 3.4. And if we look at figure 3.4, we're scanning the literature. What types of literature am I looking for? Books, peer-reviewed journals, periodicals, different things like that. Obviously, we're looking for good quality data. And the one thing that you can do is you start scanning these different journals, these different books. Something that I always like to do is look at your works cited pages in the back. If you find authors that are listed multiple times or over and over and over, go look at their works as well. That's what will help you guys find more information and help you to produce a quality literature review. So go back there, look at those works cited. Don't go through this whole thing as you're starting to look at literature. Don't read it all in detail the first time through. We're skimming the literature. We're looking for things that might be relevant. You might use it, you might not use it in your literature review. But if you look for things that are relevant, then you can always go back to them and then add to them and decide that you're going to use them. You can compare and contrast what different authors are saying, and go about it that way. So make sure you're just skimming through, looking for highlighted points that you're looking for, and things that might be useful to you, and then you can always go back and read in more detail at a later date. The big thing is knowing what search engines are you going to use, which academic databases are you going to use, and the book does a great job of listing several there that are great options, as well as the Axe Library, as well as Google Scholar's another one that is useful. Obviously, you guys know, we want to stay away from Wikipedia, those types of things that aren't actual. Wikipedia can be a good starting point as we search through things, but we're looking for good quality data that will help us throughout this literature review in forming the argument that we want to make. And remember, as we're making this argument, you're not just looking for things that side with the side you're on. Obviously, you're trying to persuade or convince that this is the thing that needs to be done, or based on your topic. But you also want to look at the other side of things, so that way you can form an argument when you write your literature review and say, yeah, this might have worked, but here's why you don't want to go that route, or here's why we want to go this route with whatever our topic is. So make sure you're looking for both the positives and the negatives. When you have both sides of things, it really helps you to form your argument better. The third question on this week's assignment number 3 is, which method are you going to use them? And one of them on there is 3x5 note card. That might be a little outdated. It is for me, but that might be what some of you guys might be comfortable with. Is handwritten note cards, to where you can go back and find the information that you've already looked up and skimmed once, and maybe you want to go back and read that in more detail. So organizing that material to where you can go back and find it easily is really the goal of question number 3. And there's really no wrong answer here. It's what works best for you. For me, as I was attacking the dissertation process, I was a Google guy. I still am a Google guy. But just using Google Sheets and putting it into a spreadsheet. When I found something that I thought, hey, I might want to go back and look at this, I entered all the information that I needed into a sheet, and then I just kept that. And every time I wanted to go back to it, I could just pull it up there, and I could easily access it and find where I was when I first read it. And then what I did, and moving forward, and you guys might do this down the road, is as soon as I utilized that material in my research paper, I immediately put it into my works cited right away. That way I didn't have to go back and do it later. I didn't have to skim through my paper. So once I knew that I was utilizing that information, it immediately went to a works cited page. And then when I was done with the whole thing, copied and pasted the works cited page. And that's what worked for me. You guys might have a different way of organizing yourselves to make it work for you. And like I said, there's no wrong answer there. It's whatever works best, and how you can justify the reason it works best for you, and then you can go back and easily access it. So that's what you're looking for, is the information that you've skimmed. How am I going to go back and find that information again if I decide to use it? And then turning to assignment number 4 for this course is really just it's a map for you guys to organize yourself. Main topics, subtopics, things that you're looking for. It's really not too difficult. It's not intended to be too difficult of an assignment. It's more of an assignment that's going to help you guys organize the research process, so that way okay, here's what I'm looking for on this topic area. Here's what I'm looking for in this topic area, to keep you guys organized as you go through this process. So obviously, good luck this week. Like I said, this week's assignments I don't think they're overly difficult assignments, but you're going to start really getting into literature and into reading some stuff and skimming some stuff and finding what might be useful to your topic. And then this week's assignments are just to help you guys organize that whole process. So once again, any questions, please let me know. Feel free to contact me, and look forward to getting your submissions. Thank you.